How we doing? Holy cow, we have a gallery. I like this. Is this not a cool college? Thank you. This is a cool college. I've been across Canada and I've looked at a lot of colleges, and this is one that I'd actually like to work in. Maybe I should come and be a teacher. What do you think?
That's cool.
Awesome.
So how many students do we have here that are learning something? Put up your hand. How many students, how many people do we here that are looking for a job? And do we have employers here? Put up your hand. Yeah, I see that. Not a lot of employers, but enough, because this is where you want to come to meet. You know, I started off as a little boy. I was a little bit of a freak. I had to take apart every single toy I had just to see how it worked. Because that's the type of guy I was. I was 6 years old doing electrical. My dad was a jack of all trades, master of none. And I did not understand that statement until I got older. I rewired the whole second floor of the house at 6 under his supervision. He could touch electrical, he could touch plumbing, a little bit of structure, but I thought he was Superman. I thought he knew everything. By the time I was 12, I finished my first basement complete, electrical, plumbing, bar, completely finished. And it was funny because everyone that I've ever known went to my dad and said, you know, Jim, can you work on the house? Can I hire you? And he worked at General Motors, so he just started saying, hire my son, hire my son. When I was 19 years old, I got an offer to run a company with 13 employees for a 2-year contract. And I said, I'm the boss, nobody tells me what to do and I'll make the money. I went on my own at 23. I learned from a lot of mistakes from people, the guy that owned the company. I said, I'm the boss, nobody tells me what to do, and he tried to interfere with that. Did very well, though. I liked what I did. Imagine, man, years later, I meet someone at the network, HDTV. It was quite a little story, actually. He wanted me to build him a custom straw bale home. So I studied straw bale homes. I was trying to talk him into that I could build him a better home without it being straw bale, but he was hell-bent on it. One day, I'm in his office. I like him. I said, you know what, can I talk to you for a second? He says, sure. So I sit down, not even realizing what I was about to say. I started telling him, I don't like the shows on your channel. You're teaching wrong. I can tell you're not using permits. And everything I'm seeing is flipping shows are flipping me out. It's all bull. And I'm surprised you haven't been sued. 30 minutes later, the veins are sticking out of my neck. He hasn't said a word. He's looking at me really strange. And I looked at my watch and I said, sorry, Mike, no, I got that reading off. I gotta go. He jumps up and he says, I want a pilot right away. And I honestly laughed my head off. I said, I'm a contractor, I'm not a TV guy, I'm not interested, but thank you. As I continued to work building his house, he was trying to find an angle to get me on television. And one day he said to me, probably about 4 months later, he said, I noticed you like to teach one family at a time. I said, that's what this is all about. I said, how'd you like to teach everyone at once? And he said, you son of a bitch. All right, I own the show, that's what I said. Or I won't do it. I'll give you 2 years because I'm really busy. I was running 3 jobs at a time and teaching the guys around me better stuff. So let's move back in time for a moment. In school, when I was a kid, there was no Nintendo, there was no PlayStation. We didn't have those luxuries of what we do today that distract us from things that we can do, the touchy-feely things we want to learn. I took carpentry. I took sheet metal, all in grade, believe it or not, grade 6, 7, and 8. Welding, this is what we had then. It was taken out of school through the cutbacks. But I learned then, I love this. Growing up, I don't think I ever knew, and I don't think anyone knows what they're going to do. What they're going to do for a living. What do you want to do? As you get older, you learn new things. What do you learn? You learn that, man, all I got to do is do what I love to do. Do what I'm interested in doing. I'm going to give you a scenario. We have 2 cooks. One that likes to cook, one that hates to cook. What burger you want to eat? It's really simple, isn't it? The guy that hates to cook, he doesn't care if he drops it on the floor. There's no special treatment to that. But the guy that loves to cook is obviously a really good chef. He's going to do well in his life. Something happened in the industry in the last 30 years and it's driven me insane. I would have to say, being a contractor, we got shunned. You know, 10 years ago, I went to this event. I'll explain it nice and simple. My buddy phones me up. He just got divorced at the time, and he says, "Come on, man, we're going to a fireman's calendar's place, and there's 2,000 crazy freaking women there. Dress up in a suit." So I dress up in a suit. I go down there. It's a real story. I'm walking around, and all the women, they were a little crazy there because the firemen there. I don't get it with the women firemen, but that's just what happens, right? You should see my daughters. Oh my God, look at a fireman. So as I'm walking around, women would come up to me and go, "What station are you working with? What station are you working with?" And I'd say, "I'm sorry, I'm a contractor." And they just turn and walk away from me. Do you believe that? I'm the guy that can design the school, build the school, design the house, and build the hospital for the doctor. And yet a doctor gets more respect than I do. Does that make sense? It doesn't. Over the years, I guess the show, and I'm hoping it has all of a sudden started to make it cool to get in the industry. Would you agree or not? I'm seeing a change. I've seen a 6% increase in women getting into the trades. For all the women out there, put up your hands that are in the trades. What do you do? Construction. What do you do? You're just sitting here. You want to do something? You're just sitting here. Just part of this? It's okay. We can play. Anyone else? Any welders? Female? No. Electricians? Oh,
Women are making it good on themselves.
A 6% increase in women in the trades. It used to be a man's world. That's what it was. Now women are starting to make a difference. I've met some fantastic female electricians, welders, plumbers. Now what are women going to do to the trades by getting into it? They're going to make men honest. That's what women do. I think this is a good balance because we know that in the next 10 to 15 years, we're going to be 1 million tradespeople short in the industry. Why?
Everybody's retiring.
Because we're all about to retire. All the pros out there, all the good guys are about to retire. We need to inject more into the industry. I've been working with the government. Harper is a good man. He's trying to make a difference. I've been working with the government on angles of what we can do. And I'll tell you, we need to make a difference in the school. We need to teach differently. We need to teach theory. I'm seeing that here. I took a walk through the school and I was really excited. Did you know this school is LEED Platinum? 3 points above, correct? So 3 points above, LEED Platinum is phenomenal. Actually Google LEED Platinum. See just how many places across Canada at LEED status Platinum level. Everyone seems to be happy with just the LEED program or LEED Gold. I think that as long as that we're building and thinking this way, let's look at this for a second. This school is LEED Platinum. All the windows on everything, the atrium, and on everything, the live wall here, these are all just part of the points. Waste is part of the points. And putting it all together, you know, the pods right there that are pulled from the ceiling. Isn't that cool to be on that? I'd just like to build this. I mean, I just want to build it. I'm the type of guy I want to walk through, I want to build it. I want to walk through, I want to teach people. This is exciting for me. Does anyone like being here? Put up your hand.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you a teacher? What do you do? You're a handyman. And why are you here? You're here because you like Project Mom?
Oh, it's a
He's got a band crash. It's a pleasure to meet you. Something happened along the way that I did not expect. Kids watching my show. I've got 3-year-olds. We got a wall of fame at my office of a bunch of little kids wearing overalls going, "Make it right, Mike." I'm telling you, it's surreal, boys and girls. I want to do the Mighty Mike cartoon. I'll tell you, Bob the Builder's got nothing on Mighty Mike. It's all about, let's say, temptation. If you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you can't see it, are you interested? No. Here, I think the way they designed the school, you can walk around and you can see and smell everything. When I walk by the carpentry class, man, I smell the wood right away. I want to go to build. I heard the impact drills. A lot of people don't even know what they are. But the impact drills we started using on the show. Like sound man. My sound man wanted to show me just what an impact drill sounds like with his earphones on. And I put them on. And all they said was, sorry. He's half deaf right there. That was his what? What?
That's the strawberry.
Sound man is deaf anyways. Okay. I love my job. What is my job? I don't think it was my job to just fix crap day in and day out, but it became that. And you know, from homes on homes, I said that's enough of that. 7 seasons, I said that's enough. Need to move into homes inspection. Why? Because it's the #1 complaint on my website. Home inspectors. I got it though. I understood it because we're teaching, let's say, home inspectors a 2-week course up to a 3-month course about the basics of home technology to go in and give an opinion on someone trying to buy a house. What really changed it was the boom. And the boom was people buying houses. So every one of their brother, just like construction, would jump in and become a home inspector. And there was a problem with the business being the #1 complaint. We have tools. Man, my IR camera, I can see through the walls. And if you know how to use this camera, I can help everyone around you. I can show you where we have cold leakage. I can even see not just leakage, but ant colonies. It will show it if you understand the tool. Why isn't it enforcing the trades? Are tools not the trades? A chef uses knives, right? You can't cook with a spatula. He needs all his tools to cook. No different than any other trade. All of a sudden, Hurricane Katrina comes in. And I'm sitting watching TV just like everyone else watching 9/11. And I said, oh my God, we gotta go down there. We gotta go to New Orleans and help them rebuild. And I was so busy at the time filming. We filmed 12 months a year. We found 4, 5 jobs at a time. I have no life, but it's what I do. I'm not complaining. I absolutely love it. Probably 2 years later, we find out that Brad Pitt, who's a really good guy by the way, he wants to open up the Make It Right Foundation. And I happen to own Make It Right around the world because I believe in it. I also trademarked Do It Right first. It's something my father instilled in me. So we phoned them up, the Make It Right Foundation, and say, hey guys, we own that. And they're like, oh boy, Canadian's going to sue us. Imagine that. I guess that's the American mentality, is that we're going to sue. I got on the phone and I said, I have no interest in suing, but if you're going to use the term make it right, I want you to do it right the first time. And I said, why don't I come and help you? Why don't I just bring in all my guys, we'll bring in the technology, we'll build the first house, we'll get you going, and I won't even charge you. And they said, really? And that's how that began. I had just finished, I think it was homes inspection, when I went to New Orleans. I flew down there, got everyone going, and we were there for 10 weeks. And I gotta tell you, I don't think the cameras can ever show how hot it is, how hard it rains, how it floods, and what the real life is really there. I know that all my guys were dying. They literally were melting away. We got rashes in places that we don't want to talk about from sweating so bad. It was ugly places. At the end of it, we accomplished lead platinum 22 points above, and I started that whole project by throwing a pebble in the pond. This Canadian went down south and broke barriers. It wasn't just me, it was everyone around me. I started something that made sense. Now they have over 70 houses built, and I'm really, really proud of them. Just because at the end, I knew we were going to make it. No one thought we were going to make that 10-week deadline. And at the end of it, my guys said they didn't want to leave, they wanted to stay there, which was just awesome. It was one of those bucket list things, like you say your bucket. Went on to Homes Makes It Right simply because I think it was the right thing to do. I wanted to open up storyline, I wanted to open up possibilities, that's why we're doing parks. I've been working with the First Nations and the Navy for years now, actually in Edmonton and Calgary. I wanted to help build homes communities. So I started the Homes Foundation. We're doing homes communities, homes improved. It sounds kind of ridiculous, right? My last name is Holmes. And that I'm trying to do so many things. But what my goal is to make it right for you guys. Because I'm not going to be here much longer. I want to make sure that you guys get into the trades. There's an opportunity here. Who thinks you can make money in the industry? Who thinks you can make a really good buck in the industry? You can. Who is only in the industry to make money? Very good. It's not about the money. It's about what you do. From the beginning, I wore overalls. I wore coveralls. had to be professional, had to keep the job site clean. I have a list of rules. And you know what? I think people think I'm a bit of a madman, right? Because you see me angry. I'm not angry. I don't yell and scream. I never have. It's a waste of my time. I'm actually frustrated that I got to keep doing what I do. I always walk around saying, is anyone listening? Is anyone seeing what I'm trying to show you? Working with the government and the colleges has been a wonderful thing because, I worked in Nova Scotia for commercials. It was about an options and opportunity program for the young to get into the trades. You guys, all the kids that were dropping out of school in grade 10, there was no more options. You work at McDonald's, where are you going to go work? I don't want to knock McDonald's. McDonald's is actually quite a career. It's not something I would do. I love building. They started this program, and kids were getting in. All the colleges all of a sudden started to explode because of it. I said to the government, we need to make it easier to get into the trades. Does anyone find it hard to get into the trades? Put up your hand.
So easy.
It's too
These
hard.
days, but
We need to make it easier. What do we need to do?
Just make
Well,
it
I think we
happen.
can do a little bit more by putting more money into it.
like
More
there was
incentive
no way.
into it.
Yeah, but during high school, it's
I think there needs to be a real, working with the fraud squad, the RCMP, that I've done a lot with in Canada. I think we need to have some sort of, you're still a pack of gum, you can go to jail, right? One pack of gum. Get charged with theft under and you go to jail. Odds are you'll get away with it, don't do it again. But for someone that can go in on a boat and make some money from the family and screw them up, let me tell you, we've done millions and millions of dollars worth of work helping people in trouble. And nothing happens to them because the actual fraud law states that as long as the guy did something in the house and or girl, doesn't matter, he can't be charged with fraud. And odds are he's not going to go to jail. And when people are out of money, what do? So I think there needs to be a consequence put in. Because if you steal a pack of gum and go to jail, if you rip someone off, I think you should also go to jail. The show is probably the most real show you're ever going to see. Because I didn't know that when I said I'm the boss, I own the show, that I became a producer. It was a new world for me. But I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that when I walked in, it was funny because they said, you're going to read from the script. And I said, pardon? They said, you're going to read from the script. I said, no, I don't read from the script. I said, oh, no, trust me, you're going to read from the script. I said, no, I don't think I'm going to read from the script. The show is just really following what's happening. It's a fly on the wall. That's what the camera is. And that says, all of a sudden, what you're seeing is real. People have been ripped off. The things that I have to do to do it. You think I want to rip the house apart just to do television? Believe me, the more I rip it apart, the more I have to fix. I do what I have to do. I do what is necessary. I got involved with Skills Canada because I thought it was one of the smartest things that we could do. Does anyone know about Skills Canada? Put your hands up. So that means not enough people know about Skills Canada. How about World Skills? Put your hands up. This year I'll be doing my third World Skilled Trades event. I'm the ambassador to World Skilled Trades. It's an honor to me. It's not about money. I don't get paid to do this. We fly to Germany. It's like the Olympics in the trade program. There's over 40 skilled trades, right? Hair cutting, designing, robotics, electrical, carpentry, plumbing, etc. All my trades. Over 40 skilled trades. And we have Skilled Canada, Skills Canada, World Skills, over 60 countries join in, and over 1,000 young people are going for gold, silver, and bronze. It is the most spectacular event I've ever been to in my life. And I have been on an F-15. That's scary. Why is it so cool? Because what I'm seeing is the best of the best of Canada, the best of the best of Japan, the best of the best of anywhere else of the over 60 countries that get together. Focused, love what they do, and they're there to compete just like the Olympics to win. Man, you've got to see this. You've got to be part of this. I'm going to bring my film crew down because I've been trying to work with World Skills and film it and get it on TV just like the Olympics. Because I think it's even cooler. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
You're the one for
I think it's necessary. Pretty good.
Where we want cake at.
Should I answer?
Cake at.
I've done
To make
it.
it 3D.
I will.
And they use almost to
I can hold it.
replicate as well.
I think I'm on the right road. I think what we're doing is making a difference. That it's never been a waste of time. You gotta understand something. When this first started, I couldn't find enough shows, enough people to help because people were like, what? Who are you? You wanna come out? Come fix my house? Now, just so you know, we receive 1 million emails a year from the GTA area. 1 million. It's not an awful lot of emails. Last night, I'm at the airport. I gotta tell you two stories. I'm at the airport and I meet this wonderful lady who's behind the counter. She says, Mike, I love the show, I love what you do. I've emailed you a few times. I said, oh, you have? About what? She says, it's too late, we've already lost our house. Can you imagine how many people I meet that have lost everything? This is the hardest part that I see. I have people come up to me every time I get up and talk and hand me a story and start crying in front of everyone else. I don't think anyone knows how bad it actually is until they fall into that pot. They get caught in that trap. And I can only help 18 a year. That's all I can do. I can't help everyone. So that's the hardest part for me. So working with the government, working with the colleges, working with everyone else to work together, which is one of the things that I like here, is that working together is important. I'll explain a couple of things. As we build new houses, we went from trades to piecework. And piecework is what really was responsible for knocking out the industry as far as I'm concerned. The framers went in, after the foundation guys, they went in to frame the house. Then the plumbers come in and they do all the plumbing, HVAC come in with a chainsaw, cut the rim joist, if you know anything about construction, run all the duct work, while they're trying to get the brickwork out, close the house and boom, boom, sell the house, right? And just get rid of the house. It's the whole idea. Piecework. They don't like working together. This is one thing I've noticed, because they get in the way of each other when we should be working together as a team. Because we know that the toilet should be in a certain spot. We don't want to put a floor joist there, right? That's why a carpenter has to know a bit about plumbing. And a plumber has to know a little bit about carpentry. Electrical, where should it be? If we start doing what we're doing here, and they get that look and touchy feel of working with each other, and the classes are purposely tied together for you to do this, then we're going to start building it. Are we building good right now is the question. Yes or no? Spit it out. Shit, come on.
We're building good.
No, we're not. Years ago, we built better. I've been to Rome, and I tell you, Italy, you want to see a structure that'll last 1,000 years. Is that going to happen here? The number one business opened up right now, and talk about another boom, is mold abatement. This came in after asbestos. And everyone doesn't even know that before 1980, you have a 50-50 chance of a 1 to 5 ratio of asbestos in your plastic. Is asbestos good for us? Can it kill you?
Oh,
yes.
asbestos tastes lovely.
Can mold kill you?
Done it?
Why?
How we die? No.
Spores? Well, actually, in a way it is poisonous. But what happens is we breathe approximately 18,000 spores of mold in 1 cubic meter of airspace all across Canada. You know that. Every day we breathe it. We want to balance indoor air quality to outdoor. But we actually breathe it. Our bodies are used to it. We evolved to it. It's not terrible, but we can accept it. When you have mold inside your house, being the number one business right now, because our building technology is guaranteed to have mold, by the way, that's my whole point. The number one business of doing mold, the way it can actually affect you is that if you breathe too much mold, you can now have a mold or fungus infection in your lungs. And this is not like an infection that antibiotics will actually knock out. The mold spores will grow in your lungs and you'll die. So we know, and I've said this over and over again, we know what's mold need to grow. I wish I had something to give away. Give me something to give away to somebody that can answer this question. What do you have there? Please. I love these things. I have one of these. A little rubber hat. This is for, you know, frustrating, squeezing, throwing keys on it. What does mold need to grow? What is it?
Moisture.
2 things. And? No, don't yell it out. And? Sorry?
Warmth and moisture.
Nope.
Said,
You and your hat.
In confined spaces.
your hand up. No. Why would it be confined?
Water and heat? No. You standing up.
Moisture and heat.
Nope. Come on, man. We need to teach this in school.
Yeah.
What's your name? Come here, Christine. What do you do here?
A woman better.
And now you're How did you know that? I'm going to give you this. This is a little cute thing that guy gave me there. Thank you for the answer. What is the answer? The answer is moisture and yelled out. Organic matter. So let's think about this for a second. Us humans need two food groups, water and organic. We're made of organics. So what's organic matter? Steak, meat, that's what we need. Mold. Now I'm going to go back to how it actually happens. So minimum code, we have a 2x6 studded wall because we're at R20 as a minimum code in our wall structure, right?
Think of all the like.
So we have what we call insulation is the thermal barrier.
That will
A
go.
back insulation, a vapor barrier, now 6 mil. We used to never have it, it went
Then
to
all
2
your, like,
to 4, now it's
shed
6.
each day.
The job of the insulation,
It's in the walls.
okay, is an R factor, R value.
It's growing.
It's supposed to be R20. It's a baffle. It's all it is. It's not like a mini
What do you think
blanket.
that wall does?
The vapor barrier's job is to stop air movement. That's the whole idea. Vapor barrier must be on the warm side, minimum code.
No.
So,
You see
it's
what?
freezing cold outside, vapor barrier's on the inside, it's really hot on the inside, but we don't stop air movement, right? We really don't. Vapor barrier doesn't stop air movement. We don't stop cold transit. Cold comes in and meets hot, we get what? The first food group? Moisture. First food group, we're gonna get it, because we don't stop hot from meeting cold. We only stop air movement. Second food group is organic, right? So what's organic in our building assembly? Paper on the drywall and young sapwood. We used to build with hardwood. All our old houses was hardwood. Hardwood is like teak, cedar, naturally resists moisture and fungi and or mold. So new young wood, sapwood, will mold within 24 hours. As a matter of fact, if anybody's down in the lumber yard, you can even see mold on the lumber you're freaking buying. Right?
Yeah,
This
it's
has
true.
got moisture, it's got a moisture content. I mean, when we're building the houses, we're supposed to
Like
make
it
sure they
actually
dry out before we
sprays
dry
out.
all it up, but nobody's out there
Yeah,
taking a
it's
look.
just-
So
don't wanna
this gets
breathe
right
that.
back to my theory again. We're building crap, it's going to mold, we know it's going to mold, yet we still teach how to build this way. Does that make sense to anyone here?
I just like it.
No, it doesn't.
She's molded.
One little thing, so we figure out we can do different. What should we do?
But anything else?
What did you see me use on the show? One.
Continuously breathe it for like a couple of years.
Spell it out. Spray foam, closed cell, we have an open cell, let's talk about styrofoam, let's talk about rigid foam. What is styrofoam? It's an open cell, rigid foam is a closed cell. Spray foam, 2 types, half pound, 2 pound, open cell, closed cell. What is open cell? What does it sound like it does? Allows air movement. So should we be using it? No, because we don't want the air movement. A closed cell actually is a simple theory. Think of a cooler, just for a moment. A cooler will keep our ice cubes frozen for 3 days, right? It's hot outside. Yeah. But that's called a thermal break. It stops hot from meeting cold. So we have a thermal barrier and a thermal break is a cooler. Shouldn't we be insulating that in our house? Because that will eliminate